Hey guys! So today we're going to read something that hits closer to home. For those of you who know me personally, once I read the story, you'll know why it means more than, what the others might mean. So this one's MZ. The land of the free, the land of opportunity, the land of the brave. This is your land, and now it's my land. In 2018 now, or not in, it's 2018 now, but it was 1996 that changed my life forever. You see, diary, you might not know this fun fact, but I'm actually from Europe. The war that occurred in my country made me flee my home and enter the States at the ripe age of 9. Today I'm 31 and proud American. Through the ceremony that made me cry, I'm a refugee. Refugee, a person who has been forced to flee their country in order to leave war. I was 6 when it began. No lies, I don't remember much. But what I do remember is the sorrow and the fear. Once it got dark, we packed the food we hardly had, grabbed some toys and blankets, and run like hell to the cornfields to hide until morning. Why? Well, because the Serbs weren't much fan of ours. Nightly, they'd roam from house to house, taking what they wanted, destroying what they didn't, and trashing the house down like they owned it. And if they found you in the house at that moment, they would kill you. That's that. They would kill you. A few neighbors lost their lives because they refused to give up their homes. R.I.P. It doesn't matter your age. The sound of death and those dying around you haunts you for the rest of your life. You can be 6 or 36. The sound of those taking their last breath stays with you. Each time a grenade hit, a new smell of sorrow followed. My mother is forever jaded. A thing like war changes a soul. I believe I'm more humble, more perceptive, and giving because of the war. I don't think much of myself, but I can recognize some qualities. Living in fear every day and night gets to you. I was 6 when we fled to Turkey for safety. It became our shelter for 3 long years. We were in refugee camps and lived in the smallest of bungalows. Life sure was limited. You were fed, hardly, 3 times a day at designated times and given designated amounts. 10 p.m. was curfew. Oh, and the best part? There were Turkish army guys hanging at every corner. Talk about fear. They never smile, they never talked unless they yelled, and they were mean-looking. Sometimes some men were treated unrightfully just because they showed some masculinity. I can't say the word. As an 8-year-old living like this, I wasn't fazed. I had so many friends to play with, way more than at home. As days crept by and years flew, the daily life in Turkey got more impossible. More people came to the camp, therefore that meant less of everything for everybody, including room for air. I was 9 when my uncle in America was finally able to finalize papers to send for us, my mother, my father, my sister, and me, to Vermont in America. It was the hardest of times saying goodbye to everyone. Turkey was home regardless. We may have had hardly anything, hardly anywhere to sleep, anything to eat, but after 3 years, it's a part of you. Upon arrival to America, fear had ate me alive. I had just lost track of time of everything. But my mother's hand was the only thing I had. I was terrified. How was I to know that my life was just saved? I spent 3 years in a camp, though that was what life was. Thought that was what life was. My cousins were so excited when they saw me, telling me about Barbies. What? All sorts of food, come to discover my love for sour cream and bologna, cars, and much more. I just smiled. I was afraid to speak. Everything in America was bigger. Windows, jackets, toys. Talk about jackpot. Even the air was different. The people were different. The best yet, there wasn't a soldier in sight. When we arrived to my uncle's house, I was in awe. It was the biggest thing I'd be sleeping in many years. This will be strange, but I became more insecure. I began getting more comfortable. I don't know how that works together, but apparently it did. I just remember seeing all these differences. The people in Vermont were all put together. People in Turkey were all torn apart, disheveled. The bungalows were scary small, cold, brittle. Homes in America were spacious, and you could control the air and the coolness of the house yourself. Geez, America had everything. Blankets, beds, pillows, food. Turkey had dampness, bugs, and fear. The best difference? The outdoor smell. It was safe to breathe in, the crisp, chill air of America. Can't say the same for conditions in Turkey. The list goes on, as does life in both locations. I guess you'll never really fully understand what it's like to feel thankful to be saved the way I was. I am forever in debt to my uncle, my mother, to the great nation of America, and to God. Today I'm 31, 33. Every memory of these days are still deeply fresh in my head, as I'm assuming it's always going to be. That was MZ. And that was sort of kind of like a biography of my coming to America. So that one's kind of special, and I'm glad I was able to share it with you. So thanks, guys. Have a good one.